So, can we actually say for sure whether the 2027 Chevy Silverado 1500 and the 2027 GMC Sierra 1500 are getting a diesel engine? Well, honestly, I would say we don't know for sure, at least not yet. Well, if you like SUV and truck related content, hit the subscribe button. I upload new content every day, sometimes 2 and 3 times a day. So let's get into the video here and let's see what's happening for 2027 this year for the Chevy Silverado and the GMC Sierra. As of right now, GM has not officially confirmed the full engine lineup for 2027. Now, so anybody telling you is 100% this is 100% happening, well, or is it 100% dead, is what I always say, is getting ahead of the facts. So now, with that said, there are a few things that we can do to find out here. First, the current 2026 Silverado 1500 and the Sierra, GMC Sierra 1500, still offer the 3.0 liter Duramax turbo diesel inline six. Now, this is not some throwaway engine either, because the Sierra 1500 GM listed at 305 horsepower and 495 foot-pounds of torque and up to 13,300 pounds of towing. So it also has 1,880 pounds of payload. And as much as the 23 city and 28 highway, for miles per gallon. So Chevy is also, still advertising the Silverado diesel as the only diesel in its class. Now, from what I've been reading online, up to 28 miles per gallon highway. And again, that vehicle also has 13,300 pounds of max tow rating. Now, and that matters to GM, of course, because planning to completely walk away from a half-ton diesel idea, you would expect to see signs of that by now, because the order banks are starting to open up for 2027. Instead, though, the diesel is still very much part of the current lineup. Remember that. So I'm willing to bet, yeah, this is going to happen in 2027. The second big clue here is on the gas engine side. I've read an article not too long ago that GM has already announced a huge $888 million investment to build its next generation V8 engines. You're not going to be spending that much type of money unless you're serious about doing something. And the production is supposed to start in 2027, from what I've been reading. GM says those new V8s are being designed to make more power. I've did a couple other videos about that as well, that they're thinking about dropping the 6.2 liter and just going to have the 6.6, and they're thinking about dropping the 5.3 liter and replacing that with the 5.7. And I think that's going to happen. So GM says the new V8s are going to be more powerful, improve fuel efficiency, and cut the emissions versus the current engines, from what I'm reading. There's even investor material pointing to around 4 to 6% efficiency improvement over today's V8 family. So when you put that together, it looks like GM is definitely preparing for a big powertrain shakeup for the next new truck. What does it all tell us? Well, for sure, it's whether the diesel stays alongside those new V8s. I'm pretty sure they will. That is where the rumor mill kicks in. Now, there's lots of rumors going around. A few outlets are covering GM products. They believe that the 3.0 liter Duramax could carry over into the next generation Silverado and Sierra. And honestly, that would make sense. At least I think. The engine already gives GM something that stands out in the segment. So strong low end torque it has. It has the excellent highway fuel economy and the real world towing capability for people who rack up miles or tow a lot. Now, let's be real here, folks. There is still a crowd of truck buyers that loves diesel for exactly those reasons. If you tow, travel long distances, or just want, that effortlessly torque, the Duramax still makes a lot of sense in a half ton. Now, I would be careful with any claims that a brand new diesel or some kind of hybrid diesel setup is coming. I don't think it's going to do. I've seen some official GM configuration for either of those ideas. This is still rumor territory. So again, this is just rumors. Now, what I can say is this. GM still sells the 3.0 liter Duramax right now, even today. GM is investing heavily in the new truck engines in 2027. But GM has not officially announced the 2027 Silverado or the Sierra diesel lineup yet. And I wonder why. So that makes, the rumor mill go crazy. So no, we cannot look at, as confirmed, I think. So, but also no, there's no solid evidence that the diesel engine is going to go away either. So at this point, the smartest answer is that I think, personally, is the 2027 Sierra and the Silverado diesel option is still very possible for the 1500. But until GM shows the truck or releases the official specs, it's, it says in the wait and see category for sure. And honestly, if GM does keep the 3.0 liter Duramax, that would give, those trucks a real strong mix of choices. Because I know if you're buying a new truck for 2027, you want that flexibility of one engine. And it'd be nice to have a few engine options for sure. Fuel efficiency in the Turbo 4 is great. The new generation's V power is great, but the diesel option for people who care most about torque, towing, and range. So they have to take care of those people looking for that, I think. So, would you want GM to keep the 3.0 liter? Put it in the comments down below for the 2027 Sierra and the Silverado. Or would you rather see an all-new gas or a hybrid engine or even more powerful V8 setup? Let me know in the comments. So, anyways, that's the video for today. And I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye for now.